Well, good morning, everyone. This will be my Jet John Part 2 video of the series that I'm kind of putting together here. As you can see, we have the jet ski cut down almost to its final shape. It needs a little bit more work, but it's close enough that we could take some measurements off of it. We tore out the floor in the back half of the boat just to so we could facilitate putting in the jet ski and figuring out where everything was going. I did not tear the floor out of the front part. There was right here, there was a side storage compartment that stuck way out, and we removed it, and then over there was a little bench seat for the driver, and we removed it. We're probably going to end up taking out the steering and leaving the live well there, so that will open up the majority of the boat. Okay, so what we ended up doing on the jet ski is, you can see I'm a little wider than most, and doesn't mean I'm going to cut a bigger hole, but I just wanted to leave this part here. You can see right here, we wanted to leave that on there. It provided a lot of structural integrity to the jet ski, and I think that it will provide a substantial amount to the bottom of the hull of the aluminum boat as well. So you can see where the motor mounts are, right down there, and then the other one, of course, is right back there. So a lot of people cut like right here, but it just seemed better to me to leave this on. It's just going to provide more structural integrity for the hull, so that's what we decided to do. And we'll like I said, nothing's written in stone here. We're still kind of figuring a few things out as we go, but we decided to leave those on both sides. You can see the housing, the box for the pump here. We kind of got it trimmed down. It still needs so you can still see it needs a little bit of work here and there, but it's good enough. Transom, mounting the transom. Well, it looks like we're just going to be right here. You can see there's the ride plate on the bottom, and I think the ride plate's going to be right at the transom. I don't see another way really to put it in there, but that's where we're going to be, and that's pretty close to. There's a thrust cone right there, so that will put the thrust cone mount just about even with the transom. I think that's where we're going to be. So the thrust cone and the turning cone will be just behind the transom, so we should be okay there. The hardest part yesterday, believe it or not, was not the jet ski. The jet ski came apart pretty easy. Got the motor sitting over here. There it is right there. If you notice, we make sure that we labeled everything really well when we took it apart to make it a lot easier going back together. But more or less, it was just disconnect a couple cables or a couple hoses from the various external parts of the motor compartment, and we wrapped it all up and stacked it on the motor. It was really easy. I mean, I don't see it being hard going back together. The routing is going to be more of an issue, and mounting of things like the electronics box here. That's going to be harder than actually get everything attached back up. We did save a couple pieces off the jet ski. Thought might need them. Wasn't sure. It did go to the dump, so it's gone. But like this right here, this is where the steering mounts, and it's kind of a special mount. It's U-shaped in there. So I thought, well, we can hang on to it. Maybe we'll use it when we put the steering in the boat. But if not, oh well, it's just a little piece that can go to the dump later. You can see all the foam that came out of the boat. This here is the bottom foam that was underneath the floorboard, and you can see, other than a little discoloration, it's not waterlogged at all. I'm surprised. This is a 1980 boat, and there is no waterlog in the boat. But it shows from the original owner that this boat was taken care of, and you can tell just tearing into it. It's not waterlogged, it's not beat up, and it's in good shape. Okay, things that we ran into yesterday. First off, this splash well right here. If you can look back to the original one, you can see that it went clear across over to there. It was a bugger to tear apart, and and we're still probably not done with it. I left the corners in just because I wasn't exactly sure where we're going to cut it, and I wanted to get the motor and the height set before I finished cutting these off. So I left that part in. It's really not big of an issue. It's out of the way where I can still facilitate putting in the motor, but it's, oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to show you, where we had to cut over here. We just cut it straight down from where this was on a flat plane to the angle. We cut it straight down and then along the false sides here. And behind these false sides is all foam as well. But that's where we ended up cutting it, and that's where it'll stay for now until we get the motor in and then figure it out from there. But that took a lot longer than I expected. And then these ribs down here, these sport ribs, we had to cut them back to kind of fit the bottom of the hole over here, being as I decided to go leaving a little extra on there for the structural integrity. But that was kind of a pain. I ran out of cutoff disc for my little 4.5-inch grinder, so we had to use a Sawzall, and it was just not a really easy task. It took quite a while. I've got a lot of holes. You can see holes here. That's where the rivets were. Some of those are going to get cut out when we put the fiberglass hole in, but there's going to be others that'll still need patched. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do from that yet. I'll figure it out as we go along here. I do have a friend that can weld aluminum. I might talk him into patching those up for me. He wouldn't do a complete pump housing install for me, but I think I could get him to patch a couple holes. So it was a long day yesterday. It was 8 hours, and you can see what we accomplished in 8 hours. We started with a whole boat, aluminum boat, and we started with a whole jet ski, and we tore it all apart. So that's where we're at. You can see some of the parts left over out there. There's the fuel tank, and the water box is back there, and I think the oil tank is back there, and that's what's left of the splash well after we tore it out. Of course, we're not getting rid of any of it. There's the front part of the jet ski that we cut off after figuring out what length we wanted to go to. And then I have, here they are right here. I got some aluminum, they're old street signs. They were non-serviceable, getting thrown away. And so I got those. There's 3 of them there. And they will probably be used for, well, if we have to build a spoon or something underneath. If not, then some of them become decking. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that. But there it is, folks. That's what we've got done so far. Today's plan is we want to have the jet ski hole completely cut out in the boat hole. We want to have it down, cut, ready to go, and ready to bolt in. So that's the plan for the day. I'm not saying we're going to bolt it in, but we are going to have it ready to bolt in. So we want it completely done. I think the plan, if I can lift this up by myself, probably not. There we go. There we go. The plan is we're going to cut the aluminum on the edge of the ride plate there and the edge of the ride plate there to fall around, and then we're going to come in for the intake. And we're going to kind of follow that V form, and where the spoon on the jet ski originally was, we're going to try to get some of that in the aluminum hole, not much of it, and then later, depending on the cavitation issues and how that goes, we will probably build some kind of aluminum spoon to go over it so we can make sure we load that pump really good. So that's kind of the plan. That way we can cut a minimal hole in the aluminum hole, keep the rigidity as best we can, and then we'll fix the spoon to the underside or the exterior of the aluminum hole. So there you go, folks. I appreciate your support, and any questions, comments, let me know, and I will address them the best I can. The question I posted up last night was, what should we use to fix the fiberglass hole to aluminum hole? And it was suggested to me to use that a 3M product that was used for installation of car windows. And they said it sticks really good, and it seals really good, I don't know, I haven't researched that. I still need to come up with the best product that I can find. So if you guys have any ideas on that, I'm all ears, and I'll go from there. Anyways, you guys have a good day. It's Sunday. God bless, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye.